Hey guys, my name is Richard, and today I'm going to be showing you how to replicate a side panel for a motorcycle. So here's a closer look at the panel itself. The processes we'll be using to replicate this are vacuum forming for the shell and resin casting using silicone molds for the pins. These are the materials you need for the vacuum forming. First, a thin sheet of plastic. I used ABS. You'll also need two wooden frames. One you will mount the sheet of plastic to, and one you need to attach pegboard to. The frame with the pegboard should have a hole in the side big enough for a vacuum hose to fit through. I duct taped this frame to make it more airtight. Lastly, you'll need the thing you want to make a mold of and the tools to mount the plastic to the frame and cut the plastic. The first step in the vacuum forming process is to mount the plastic to the frame and cut it to size. After this, you put it in the oven. For ABS, my oven was set to 450 degrees Fahrenheit and I left it in there for about 2 minutes or until it gets droopy as shown. After you take it out of the oven, you want to quickly take it to where you have your other frame set up with a vacuum running and press it down until it molds into the desired shape. After the plastic cools, you can cut it from the rest of the sheet. Here's what the panel looks like after I finish cutting it with a box cutter. Next, I'll show you what you need for the resin casting process. First, you'll need some 2-part silicone mold making mix. I used a silicone ice tray and cut it up to tape around the pins to create a cup for the silicone to be poured into. And lastly, you'll need some 2-part epoxy resin mix. The first step is to mix the silicone and pour it over the pins to create the molds. After this sets, you carefully remove the silicone molds and mix the epoxy resin. I used a syringe to inject the resin into the molds. After the resin cures, I carefully cut away the mold and remove the pins. Here's what they looked like after they were removed from the mold. I then attached the pins to the vacuum formed plastic using a hot glue gun. After the glue dried, it was ready to mount on the motorcycle.